Everyone was crying. All the producers were crying. It was like this big, massive achievement to do what she did. And that's where the brand took off. Hey there, everybody. Welcome to the podcast. We have a special guest today. This is my client, Sachie, and she is having insane growth on Instagram right now. And I knew I needed to interview her so that you can hear about how she is having this explosive growth. So first of all, we're talking like 1,000 new followers an hour. It's happening so fast, but I'm going to let her tell you all about it. So before we get started, just want to introduce Sachie. She is a natural hair care, skin care expert, over 40, using the power of nature and low tox living to empower women to look their best naturally. She believes that gorgeous skin and hair is possible over 40. And if you're watching this on the YouTube channel, you know my hair is fake and bought, but Sachie's hair is real. And it's pretty wild when you look at her before and after pictures. And that is not the only reason why her Instagram is blowing up. It's more than just luck. And that is something that she's going to tell you all about today, so that after you leave this episode, you are going to be empowered to be able to go and duplicate the principles that we're going to talk about today to explode your growth. So, Sachie, tell us a little bit about what you've been doing to get your Instagram going viral over and over. I think the last time I talked to you, when we were on like a community call, you had like 13,000 followers. That was like last week. And I looked last night and you were at like 24K. So, and then I messaged you and you're like, yeah, I think I'm growing like 1,000 every hour right now. And it's so fun to see. I've had viral success on Instagram using the same method that you're using. And it's so much fun to see you duplicating that and everything. So tell us a little bit about what your Instagram was like before and what kind of got you curious, like to try this method to do this.
Well, yeah, my Instagram. So I'm not new to Instagram. I've been doing it maybe last 3 years. And last 2 years, I tried everything, anything. So I sell oils, right? So first I was like, posting product information reels and then talk about why this is so good for you and stuff like that, to like putting
which talks to the logical side of people's brains, which is why they don't buy. And this is why they're like, gosh, I mean, I know everything about my products. I'm teaching about the product info. And I'm just like, stop talking about the ingredients in your products. Stop talking about product info. I wish I could like have like, on the airport runway where they have like the lines. I'm like, this way.
I know, and that's what I learned from you, from how to have a good, like a successful Zoom call, right?
Yep.
Because I was having such a issue with having people show up and then actually like buy, and I was doing like, oh, this collagen contains 9 types of peptides and all this stuff I was doing, and then I wasn't addressing emotional side.
Yeah, you were like doing a class, right? Which is what used to work. I mean, I remember in the early days when I was building my network marketing business, we did like product info nights and we would teach people about all the ingredients. And I had all these info sheets where I spent hours, I mean, months of my life researching individual ingredients and what made it work and how this particular ingredient made their hair grow and how this balanced their micro gut biome. Listen, it worked then because we were so passionate. It does not work anymore. If it does, it is just luck. You're running on luck and passion, and that's going to run out. And so you said you watched a workshop of mine inside the community about how to do a successful Zoom and how to connect with people's passions.
Yeah.
And that changed everything for you.
Yeah, it's actually like that was the one of the things that was made it so easy for me to actually like get more customers. And then that was like a pivotal moment. Yeah, for sure.
It makes me so happy. I'm like, guys, it's not theory, it's principle. This stuff works that I'm showing you. It makes me so happy. Okay. So you saw that, and then how did you transform your Instagram?
Yeah, so there's so many things I did that I think made my Instagram successful. But the first thing I think the mindset. I
Mm.
think uh, you need to like really focus on why you're doing this, not what you're selling. Really, that's the thing that it really changed for me, because I don't think people buy because of the product. I think people buy because why you're doing this. And that's the emotional side of things, right?
Yep. Yep.
So I think when I start talking about why, like start doing the Instagram, like, okay, yeah, women over 40 told a lot of things like you can have a long hair, you can grow your hair over 40s, and
Yeah, everyone, like I'm the perfect example, right? Like there's 2 rows here. I mean, I'm gonna go get them moved up today, but like I've never showed my rows of before on live YouTube. But here are the rows. I have 1 row here, right? This is my real hair. And then I've got, it's really, you guys, I haven't washed my hair in 8 days. So we're talking like
well,
greasy here. You're getting like the real deal. But I'm going into my hair girl today in like a couple hours. But like, see how it's sewn in? So this is like growth, right? Since the last time I came in. But like, this is not my hair. And it's
but
Sean's always like, is it like someone else's hair? Like, did someone have to die for that to go on your head? And I was like, I don't think so. But now I'm thinking about it. Like, whose hair? I know it's real human hair, whatever. But I did this because I couldn't, all my hair fell out. My thyroid stopped working, all my hair fell out, and I couldn't get my hair to grow. And I just got tired of looking into Zoom with like straw like hair that was just short, and I couldn't get to go long. And, when I watched your reels on Instagram and I
yeah,
saw what your hair looked like before, I was like, oh my gosh, this
it's
is
possible.
crazy. Like if she could
Yeah,
do it, maybe my hair could do it. I don't know. I mean,
yeah.
it's a well-known fact that I don't order product from my clients. So that's like something when you come into my program, I'm very clear with everyone. Like I will never order anything from you and your network marketing company, and you will
Mhm.
never order anything from me because my coaching business is not a lead magnet
Yeah,
for my
yes,
network
yes.
marketing business. So just so everyone knows, if you're new here, or maybe someone sent you this to grow your YouTube account. Maybe your upline sent it to you or Sideline or whatever.
Yeah.
But my favorite reel that I saw the other day on your account was when was it your son or something? Like someone, you had like a comment from a follower that was like, that's not her real hair. And you
Yeah.
had him like pulling your hair and like showing that there were no rows of um of of extensions in there. And I was laughing so hard. I was like, this is such great content. And then the stuff that you did with your sister, I really loved too. But
Yeah.
anyway, so keep going. So
Yeah.
you
So, I want to encourage women that, you've been told a lot of things from the society, but it's not true. Like, I've done it. I regrew my hair, and then my skin was so bad before, but, now my skin is like, growing. And, so I wanted to show that it's okay to have long hair when you're over 40. It's okay, and that's what I'm like really focused on, like encouraging women that
Mhm.
you don't have to. feel like you can have long hair and stuff like that, because we are so much like under so much pressure every day to look certain way.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, people are just not comfortable in their own skin. And you know, like using a lot of filters, like deleting picture from your iPhone that you don't like, or asking people to retake pictures a million times. And then, you know, but I just worry that if we don't show up as like authentic self, right?
Mm-hmm.
I worry that what happens in the future generations, like you know, I want not to like normalize this, that um, it's not good for anybody to feel like, you know, when you look at yourself in the mirror and you don't like the way you look. And that's why it's so important for me. And I love your reels too, because you're authentic. Like sometimes you like come on like no makeup and pajamas and like
In my
black
robe.
lighting. But you just show up as you are. And then I think that what connects people, because you know what, when Instagram first started, like it was okay to use filters, right? Because people are not familiar with what filter is and how what it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
So people believe that the look, right? She's beautiful. Oh my gosh, she has flawless skin. But people are more educated now. People can tell when people are using filters
Mm-hmm.
and the certain look that it has. So you can fake it. So now I feel like if you use filter, it has the opposite effect,
Yep.
that people can tell you are using filter because they're smarter. And
And they're
that,
thinking about like, what is she trying to hide from me? Why doesn't she
yeah.
want me to see it? Like, it was actually 1 year ago
Mm.
that I decided to give myself a challenge, 30 days of filter free. And I didn't even use any of like the crazy filters that people use. There was just this one on Instagram. It was purple and it had like the diamond sparkles. I called it the diamond filter, but its name was Subtle. And all it did was just smooth out your skin.
Mm.
And I loved it. I couldn't take a picture without it. And that started to bother me. I remember going on my stories and saying, okay, so you're going to see the pores in my skin because I've literally used this filter on every photo, every live, every story, everything just to smooth out my skin because I don't like to wear makeup all the time.
Right.
And I have some rosacea and some melasma, and I just like it better when it's smoothed out. And
Mhm.
so I would use this filter and it didn't distort the way I look. It didn't change much, but I didn't recognize myself without it.
Yeah.
I remember thinking that doesn't look like me when I would have a photo without a filter. And so exactly 1 year ago in November of 2022, I told myself, we are going to go filter free for 30 days. And I'm not going to put a filter on my face. And I loved it so much that I never looked back. I have never used a filter on my face since November of 2022. And I want to empower other women to do the same. And that is what is so powerful about your message. It actually reminds me of Jamie Kern Lima. And it reminds me of Elizabeth Arden and Jamie Kern. Obviously, they're both skincare women, right? But
Mm.
I don't know if you've ever read Jamie Kern Lima's book, Believe It. She has another one coming out that I've pre-ordered. I pre-ordered it months ago. It's coming out, I think, in January or February. It's Worthy. You can go pre-order on Amazon. This is not an ad. I love Jamie Kern Lima. And she wrote, first of all, she is the founder of IT Cosmetics, the foundation I'm wearing
Oh,
today,
yes.
actually. I
Yeah.
didn't know it was her foundation when I bought the book because I don't really like, not really in that world. I just go, oh, that looks good. An influencer told me about this CC cream and I was like, I'll try it. And then I loved it so much because it really just got rid of my rosacea, my melasma.
Yeah.
And so I just have always used it. And I like that it has sunscreen in it and all these other things, right? And
Hmm.
so I had I don't even know if someone recommended the Believe It book for me or if I saw it on Amazon. I'm not a huge, like I usually just read historical fiction. I'm not a big self-help book
Right.
person. And so I grabbed her book and I read it in like 3 days. And it was the history of IT cosmetics and how she started it in her living room because her rosacea was so bad. And
Mm.
her driving belief was every woman deserves to feel beautiful. And she talks about, oh, I have chills. And because it's exactly your same passion and purpose. And I love it. And she talks about all the struggles of getting her brand out there because there's just so many different skincare products, right? And she
Yeah.
talks about QVC and how she spent years going on QVC, getting her word, getting her name out, getting her brand out, and the mean girl stuff that happened in that process. And what finally took her product to $1 billion brand is all the other QVC people hired models, professional models. And that's what she did because that's what you were supposed to do. And she on one time live on the show, they were, selling the things and it wasn't going well, I think, or something. And
Yeah.
she took off half of her face of makeup in the middle of the live segment. And she literally was like, let me just show you. And she took off half of her makeup and literally they sold out in like instantly. They
Oh
literally,
my
it was
God.
like in 2 minutes, they sold out. And that's like hitting the top of your network marketing company in a month in QVC land, right? Like that would be
Okay.
comparable of that. It was like, she was like, everyone was crying. All the producers were crying. It was like this big, massive achievement to do what she did. And that's where the brand took off, right? And so, long story short, I believe it actually was L'Oreal. I think it was. Now I can't remember. Oh my gosh. I'm like, I just watched a documentary on the owner, the creator and founder of L'Oreal. So I'm like, is it that? I'm like dying that I can't remember. I think it was L'Oreal though. Bought IT Cosmetics for $1.2 billion. It is the highest, most
Wow.
successful brand deal in the history of cosmetics. So Jamie Kern Lima is like a baddie. Like she is like the baddie of all baddies. And I don't mean like bad. I mean like that's like what the teenagers use for the teenagers and the hip 20-year-olds. They will like say, "Oh, you're such a baddie," meaning like you're super cool.
Yeah.
Right? So
Like,
she's like the
yeah.
baddie of all baddies. And she's also just such a beautiful person on the inside.
Mhm.
So anyway,
Yeah.
that's why I highly recommend every single person, if you are a female entrepreneur, you need to go out and buy her book. And this is exactly the message that you are putting out. And that's why it's resonating with people, just like you said, authenticity. So
Yeah.
tell us more. Tell me what you think as I've shared all that.
Yeah, I think yeah, I think it's like, we talk about like AI and then things like that in the future. I think show up as you are authentic self is so much more important and impactful because, future everything will be AI. It's fake, right?
Mhm.
And what AI cannot create is actually authenticity, connection, emotions that, only comes through authentic self. So I think in the future, what it matters those things, not like, you know, how you look and you and perfect and stuff like that. I think people are kind of hungry for something real, and it will be like more, the demand will increase in the future as
Yeah.
well. So,
I really think be so human that
mhm.
AI cannot duplicate you.
No,
Right?
yeah,
Like that's the mission that I hope that we can all embody instead of being afraid by what's coming and all of that. Like let's be so human that AI cannot duplicate us.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, Sachie, you are like dream client and an amazing human being. And I just wish I could be around you all the time. I know everyone that's listening to this is going to feel the same way about you.
Oh my God. It's so
You
sweet.
have such a beautiful sense about you. And I just love your confidence and the way that you show up on social media. Tell me I was like looking last night through in preparation for this. I was looking last night through all of your reels. And what is like your highest viewed reel that you've had? Do you know?
Well, yeah, the highest one was got 1.2 million views. And how to regrow my hair with the serum. So
Yeah.
I make my own like handmade DIY serum
Uh-huh.
using like essential oils and castor oils and then a bunch of other natural ingredients. And
Mm-hmm.
then there's a thing called oiling, hair oiling. So you do it once a week and then it really fortify your scalp and then like help you grow like really gorgeous hair.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just DIYing it with people and then that blew up for some reason.
It blew up because you're connecting with people's desire. Their
Right.
desire to have long hair, to
Mhm.
feel a certain way. I mean, they want your confidence. They want your ability to see the beauty in themselves again. That's what they're buying. They're not buying oils. They're not buying all of that. I mean, they are, but like what they're really buying is desire. And that's the emotional part that if you want to be really good at sales, like Sachie and myself, it's figuring out what people want and selling them that, because
Yeah.
that's always what we buy. Think about it. I mean, we are literally going into Black Friday next week, right? Like this week, by the time this episode comes out, like this is going to be Black Friday week, Thanksgiving week. And people are going to spend money on the things that they desire. And it's going to have to do with the way they want their kids to feel on Christmas morning, the way they want to feel on Christmas morning, the way they want to feel on Christmas Eve. It's going to be a lot about, like, you see the car commercials, right? This time of year where they have like the Mercedes Benz and the BMW, and it's pulling up in front of the cabin with the super rich man that's like got the wife with the big engagement ring. Like, you're not buying a BMW, you're buying the lifestyle they're selling you.
Yeah.
And you're like, if I buy that car, I too could have a giant cabin in the woods with a beautiful wife and a giant ring. Like that's really what marketing is. Now,
Yeah.
some people will say, oh, well, that's just like so manipulative. But
Mm.
what I want you to answer that. I want you to answer that, and then I'll share what I think, but you answer it first.
Well, it's not manipulative. We are just giving them what audience wants to know. And then we are giving them the solution. So like, like the way we show up, like with hair and everything. So it's actually helping them get more confidence and then feel like they're more inspired. It's possible. They need somebody to tell them, yes, you can have growing hair and then, skin over 40. But a lot of people are not told that. So you need to be told from like people that actually done it. Like I've done it. Like I used to have like awful hair skin,
Yeah.
right? So I have a before after picture. I always show them. I'm not just born like this. I was like you,
Yeah.
struggling with everything, but I turned my life around, and this is how. And then
Yes.
people to hear that. And then that's what if you think that's manipulative, and then I'm not helping anybody, right? Like right now, I don't think, but I'm helping women to feel confident and for themselves, like as you are. And then that's just like such a missed opportunity if you think that way. I
Well,
don't know.
and I really feel like that's exactly, like, we are so in the same viewpoint there. Like, we are kindred spirits in this way, because I believe that God judges us on the desire of our hearts. And
Mm,
so if our desire is to take people's money and, and, you know, bamboozle them and swindle them, then yeah, I think it's manipulative to use
Yeah.
really great sales and marketing tactics. But if your passion is exactly what you just said, like you are like, no, you don't have to suffer. I was just like you. I have this amazing thing that I have figured out, and like you can have it too. Then
Yeah.
it would be selfish to not get better at
Not
sales
to
and
get
marketing.
better.
It would be selfish to not find a way to reach people, because human beings are stubborn and they can be so annoying sometimes because they have all these excuses about, oh, I don't have the money, and oh, my husband wouldn't agree to that, and oh, I hate MLMs, and oh, it's such a scam, and blah blah. They have all of these beliefs that they make up in their mind. And for us to be able to help change those beliefs, because our thoughts create our feelings drive our actions, and our actions give our results. If they don't like the result in their life, then it's our job to help change what they think so they can get a different result.
Yeah.
So that means if our hearts are pure and we are, having amazing, like wanting their best interest, then I think it would be selfish to not get better at sales and marketing.
Yeah, and also it's like so like, do you know how much money like average women spend for like makeup, hair extension,
Oh
like
yeah.
straightener and then stuff, like thousands, right? But I'm telling them you can do it super cheap naturally. I don't even go to haircut anymore. I cut myself. It just
It looks so professionally done. Seriously.
you can learn it from YouTube. It's so easy. And like, I'm just telling women that you don't have to spend all this money. You can actually, reglue your hair and then get little makeup and then, have a glowing skin. If you just invest in like some like good supplements and then really high quality oils, and you can actually turn these things around. That's what I did, and save money. And then
Yeah.
why isn't this helping?
You're giving people their time, money, and energy back. That's
Yeah.
why it's working so well, right? Like those are the three things that people will open their wallets for. So how many times a day do you post?
Once a day.
Only
But
one reel a day.
but I do like throughout the day, like stories, like
Yeah.
maybe four stories, just to.
Do you respond to every single comment left on your account?
I try, but now I really can't. I'm just started to feel, so I wanted to try what you said, like a mini chat.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm gonna set it. I have to set it up now, I think. But
Many chats will literally change your life. Like it is so amazing. And I remember feeling the same way when my account started growing viral like this. And it was just, I mean,
yeah,
30,000, 60,000, like it just, right?
yeah.
Well, between Facebook and Instagram, I think I'm over 48K now, but I was at 16.9 on July 4th. Today is November 15th. So,
Wow.
like it's crazy, right? And so you're going to just keep going out, up and up and up, right? As long as you just like continue to post. And I have posted between 1 and 3 reels every single day for a year. But it was when I decided there are things that I know that other people need to know. They don't have to live in misery. God doesn't want you to be miserable. Let me tell you how I got better from this. Let me tell you what works, that everything changed, because I used to just go on and say the factual stuff. Oh, this is this. Oh, this is this. Oh, this is this. But just like what you said, when I made that shift of really saying to people, you don't have to live this way, and I can help you. And here's this thing that I can help you learn, right? That's when my account exploded.
Yeah, I think that's like totally the secret. And then, I wanted to do many chat, but I learned so much from reading people's comments.
Yeah, same. I get content from reading their comments. I'm like, ooh, that would be a good reel. I need to make a reel about that.
Yeah, so that's what the great thing about it is, that you probably wondering like, well, I don't know what people want from me. Like, I don't know what people are thinking, my read like followers. Well, read their comments. They'll tell you.
What would you say to someone that's not getting any comments? They don't have comments to read yet. Like, what would you say? Like, how did you go from posting about ingredients to have the courage to just kind of like say what you wanted to say? Like, what did you do internally to get to that place where you could just come out and say, these are the two things that you don't have to suffer from anymore?
Like, I think like one thing that you repeatedly like say to all this coaching calls, that what have you overcome, right, like in the past, and that really resonate with me. Like,
Mm,
I think those moments, like when things that overcome, like for me it was like adult acne and then hair loss and then
mm,
overweight and then things like that. So that's something that I can really talk about, right? So I think that advice is like really good. Also, I didn't know my niche was like, so I for 2 years I posted one reel a day, every single day, about many different things, product info to about my skin to,
mm.
and then finally just this one reel
Yep.
got viral.
Yes,
And
that's the same thing that happened with me.
yeah, but it doesn't have to go viral. I think like there's
No,
a
but it was like watching that and being like, that's what the people want.
yes,
I've
yes,
I've struck a vein. I need to
exactly.
do more of that.
Yes, yes. So pay attention to views and then what kind of content that you're creating that people reacting to the most.
Mhm,
And then that's what your niche is. So,
mhm.
like if you may not know from the beginning what is, but if you consistently putting out yourself like different things and it will hit somewhere that
Yep.
will tell you what your niche is. And then I think that's how people would like naturally be able to find your niche.
I love that. Okay, tell everybody where they can find you on Instagram.
Yeah, so I'm oilful_life. So yeah,
So
people
it's
just
spell it out for them so they can write it down.
so OILFULL_LIFE.
Yep. And we'll
Oilful.
include it in the show notes too. So it'll be there if anybody wants to like go back and see this. Oilful_life.
Yes.
And go follow Sachie, you guys. Like it's so fun to watch her. So and all that. I love it so much. Okay, now if someone has been listening to the podcast here, maybe this is the first time they're ever looking, and they're wondering, why should I go join Beyond the Rank? I can just get all of this amazing free content here on her podcast. Why would I go join Beyond the Rank? What would you say to them?
Well, we are lost. I think a lot of times just trying to figure out ourselves, like a lot of times for me too. But when I joined Emily, like what I love about Emily is that she tell you exactly what to do. So there's no guessing. Like she will even tell you what to say and what to sign up, and then she'll give you like scripts and everything. I think sometimes that's what we are lacking, for people to tell you, okay, this is exactly what you need to do, and do it. So I think that helped me the most. And then you can actually get one-on-one coaching from Emily, so you can actually get the personal advice from her. So yeah, I think that's like the great thing for people like us that just don't know what to do the next step.
Oh my gosh, but you've just run with it so much and it's so fun to see you just explode. I love it. It makes me so happy. So
Yeah,
nice of you
thank
to say all
you.
those things. I just like wasn't planning on saying that. Then I was like, no, this is so awesome. Like for people that are listening, I just wanted them to hear that from you. So those of you that are like still like you can just go to my website emilygibsoncoaching.com/shop. You can join at any lane of membership and join right now. But for those of you that still are like, but wait, I just don't know if I really like her enough yet, or if she's really the real deal, you can sign up for a free call. I do them every Tuesday and Thursday. You can come to a free call. You can ask me questions live on the call. I'll tell you about the program and everything. And you can click the link in the notes of this, or you can go to my Instagram, Emily Gibson Coaching, and there is a link right in the profile or in the notes in this show where you can just sign up for a live call. So anyway, go do that already. Go check me out. And I know that if you are supposed to work with me, just like Sachie was, that you'll land there right at the most perfect time that you're supposed to be there. But Sachie, you have just blessed us so much today, and you're just amazing. I love you so much. It's so fun to work with you. And thank you for sharing all of your knowledge and wisdom today and your passion for what you do. It's so inspiring. So, all right, everybody, have an amazing Thanksgiving, and we will catch you next time on the podcast.